I should have brought out the poncho and my very sexy wig I picked up yesterday and did my Mexican for the mariachi band, but I'll save that for tomorrow night. But yeah, since Matt interrupts me, we'll be talking a lot about UK. You know, they had a blue light scrimmage this past week. UofL, they scrimmaged Pikeville, so we'll be talking that. We'll talk about the upcoming football games we have tomorrow. Kentucky plays Mississippi State. Louisville plays Syracuse, I believe.
Plays Syracuse at 12.
Plays Syracuse at 12 at the old Papa John's. I think I'll actually be there. John, will you be there?
No,
I will be there, so I'll get a good report. You know, after the game, you can get on to KentuckySports.co, who obviously the Bluegrass Breakdown radio show is involved with. So check it out. You can catch all the news updates, like all the Big 12 talk. West Virginia going to the Big 12, not Louisville.
Yeah.
John's not happy. John walked in downstairs tonight, and you just tell the aroma around him was just a negative vibe towards the news that came out today.
It's just been a long week. Matt actually texted me early on Tuesday morning just to make sure I didn't jump. I told him I was fine. I said it was going to be okay. Then yesterday I texted him and said, I told you it was going to be okay. And then today I texted him and said, you were right. I was wrong.
Now, I
admitted I was wrong.
Good.
I thought it was all going to pan out. Matt said no. It's not going to happen.
Me and Matt been saying no since the beginning.
Yes, but your position, John, was that it can change day by day. So, in your opinion, or whether
it did,
the way you think, it did, but it still could change in a day, right?
It could definitely change. I mean, the thing is, West Virginia, do they have enough money to pay $21 million?
They're already in. They're already in, buddy.
No, but do they have enough money to go in really quickly, which is in July of next year? Or do they have to wait, Now,
what I read, I do believe it said that they're leaving the Big East as Syracuse and Pitt were, and now the Big East for some reason were a little angry at Pitt and Connecticut, and they were trying to get that 2-year ban, I believe it was, or 2 years before you could leave.
Pitt and Syracuse.
But now I was reading that Syracuse will be able to leave in July 2012. They'll be able to join that conference. I'm not 100%. That could might be it's not set in stone.
I mean, West Virginia, even Big 12. All their websites are saying West Virginia will be there next year. But the thing is, Big East is saying, hold up, if you're going to leave early, you owe us $21 million. West Virginia's saying, we'll have to come up with something and find out how to make that kind of money. That's a lot of money for West Virginia.
Yeah, that is a lot of money, but they are they got a powerful basketball team. They got a powerful football team. They got a good program behind them. I think they can pull that money out because obviously they want to leave the Big East. The Big East is slowly breaking up, not in Rick Pitino's eyes, but in everybody else's eyes. It's everybody can tell the Big East is going nowhere. That's why West Virginia's gone. That's why Syracuse is gone. That's why Connecticut's gone. And it is kind of sad, though. I actually want Louisville to be in a top conference because that helps out with the rivalry that I've always wanted to be the best rivalry out there.
In the end, who knows what will happen? This week has been crazy. Who knows what happens next week? Who knows what happens this weekend? Hopefully, I think even today, Tom Dredd said, there's a chance we might lose our BCS bid as Big East, which would suck. Because if that happens,
you lose your football coach.
Absolutely. I wouldn't stay. Charlie Strong is not here to not play for a BCS championship.
Nope. He didn't.
He came to Louisville to be for a BCS.
Exactly. Not a chance. It won't happen unless you get someone big like Boise State, which even then you're still.
Yeah. I think we'd have to get Boise State and Houston. I mean, if you watched the Houston game last night, their quarterback
Keenum had 8 touchdowns.
9 touchdowns.
9 touchdowns. I think I fell asleep before his 9th one. Unbelievable.
I mean, both teams are undefeated this year. I think the BCS would have to take a look at that.
Now, if you think about it, though, how often is Houston I wouldn't even call them a power, a good football team?
Well, apparently they have to have a player stay there for 6 years.
At least 6 years. Looks like I got a call here. Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Good. Who's this?
This is Timmy.
Timmy, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. Just calling to liking the show tonight. Just wanted to call in and talk a little bit about conference realignment. Man, I'm a Cardinals fan, but man, I've never been more sad than I've been today. I'll tell you what, it feels like between the Morehead State loss and this, I mean,
You're still sleeping on the Moorhead loss there, Timmy. That was a while ago.
Well, I'm just saying that's the only thing that makes me feel like this. Is,
You don't sound too good. You okay?
He's a little sick.
Yeah, I know.
You all right over there, Timmy? You been boozing tonight?
No, I haven't been drinking tonight. I'm just not feeling too good. I don't know.
Now, what do you think
Probably
about
not.
West Virginia making
Probably
the?
not going to go into work tomorrow.
That's probably the good thing. What do you think about West Virginia going to the Big 12 and Louisville being left out?
I think it's horrible. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand why it happened. All I can do is hope that eventually Louisville gets into the Big 12, maybe in a couple years or something.
Now a lot of fans on the website are saying they're giving up their season tickets until Tom Jurich figures this out. They're not going to show up to games. Are you that kind of fan? Are you completely leaving Louisville behind just because they didn't get into the conference they wanted to?
No, I'll still be a fan, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't just real sad right now.
Timmy, I think all of us over here can tell that you're not having the best night. We really appreciate you calling in. I hope everything gets better. And I will say Louisville will make that power conference, but it might be a few years. But have a good night, Timmy.
All right, thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Wow. I thought John was upset when he came down, to the studio, but Timmy.
You want to put him on suicide watch?
That's a sad Cardinal fan.
Here's the thing, and I even told Matt this. It makes sense for a team like West Virginia to go to Big 12. It did not make sense for a college like UofL. And Matt can back me up on this. I said that he said it was BS. He said I was BSing him, but I said no. It makes sense culturally. A college like West Virginia fits into a Big 12. Mm-hmm. They only care about football. They burn couches for it. That's what they do. They get excited. Big 12 is excited about football like that.
I agree.
Louisville's not that way. I mean, we come out, we love football and we'll cheer on, whoever's on the field, but we're always going to be mostly a basketball school.
Yeah, it's just the way the whole state is. It's just, the tradition of both programs. Louisville's got 2 national championships, I believe 8 Final Fours. Kentucky, with 7 championships. They're both I would put them both in the top 5 program of all time. I know there'll be a lot of Kentucky fans that disagree with what I say and with Louisville being up there, but I'd put them at the 5. It's hard. I will put them at the 5. They could be at 6, 7, but those few little teams right in there, they're all identical to programs. You got, like you were saying, it's just a basketball state.
I don't think Louisville wanted to go, but we felt like, hey, we have to at least try because we don't want to get left behind. Unfortunately, we tried in a conference that, it didn't work out. Too bad we weren't, like Syracuse and Pitt and try to sneak our way into the ACC. But
good move, obviously.
At the time, Big East, we were there. We were moving up, and now we have to take a step back.
I believe the only one that's applauding this, situation that's going on is Rick Pitino. I know I haven't seen his exact quotes. I know he wants, I believe, Temple to come in, and they want to look at some other schools as well. Why does Rick want to stay in the Big East so much? I don't understand it. I know why, and I don't know why.
Well, on Wednesday he had a great, I think it was Valvano that he talked to, and he was very on. It seemed like Rick was was with Jurich and just having a long week. And Rick said, this is what Jurich and Ramsey wanted me to say. He said, they're going to negotiate with the Big 12 and other conferences, and what we want you to do, Rick, is we want you to talk up the Big East. That's what he said, and that makes sense.
And he's definitely talking up the Big East.
If it wasn't for Rick Pitino, the Big East, basketball-wise, would not be where it's at.
No, I mean, if it wasn't for Rick Pitino, would Louisville be in the Big East at all?
No.
They could possibly still be with Memphis down in the Conference USA.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
he was the guy, the main guy. So we got to get out of this conference. We got to go to the Big East, and that he's going to stick. That's why I think he wants to stay Big East. He wants to stay Big East. That was his baby. I've said it before. He's a New Yorker. He wants the Big East. That's the Big East area,
and he wants what's best for the basketball program. That's what we brought him here for. True. Unfortunately,
No, he doesn't. He wants Louisville first. He wants what's best for Louisville.
Louisville basketball first. I mean,
He should have added that clause in there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Charlie Strong hasn't said a darn thing, and that's the thing. We saw a lot.
That could be scary.
Charlie Strong, football wise, he has a lot to say.
Yeah,
he knows a lot of people.
He's the beast of the Big East,
and he hasn't said a thing. So I mean, he's talked a lot about how this kind of conference thing, not knowing where we're going, has hurt recruiting, and he's kind of said, that he's fine with staying in the Big East. That's what he said. I hope
that's if they keep that automatic qualifier.
Yeah.
Which, if they do keep it, I don't see any reason for him to leave.
Absolutely not. He's getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting recruits. If he can continue to get recruits, and we can get some good teams in here, I think that he'll be fine and staying. If not, then he's gone in 2 years.
He'll be taking over Mark Rich's Georgia. I'm going to stick with that. While we're on the football talk here, we'll go ahead and we'll mention last week's games. We won't get into much about it considering we have games tomorrow already. Kind of a late show. We've had some scheduling issues the past couple weeks. But UofL played Rutgers. They pulled out a victory, 16-14. I think you were there.
I was there. And the thing is, there was we made some mistakes, but at the same time, we walked on the field with the confidence that we hadn't had all year long. And I've watched at least every single home game. And we walked out on the field and we had a little bit of swagger. We had a little bit of, we're going to win this game. And I kept thinking, like, wow, they're really going to pull this off. Rutgers, who has had a really good year. I mean, everybody thought Rutgers would be the last like they always are. But they came out and they've really had a good year. And it was a big win for Louisville. The biggest thing that I noticed was they finally gave the ball to Jeremy Wright. All year long, he's gotten 4 carries a game and averaged 5 yards a carry. Mm-hmm. But he only gets it 4 times a game. So,
Well, I also noticed that as well. I was sitting around with a couple of Louisville buddies. I don't pay too close attention to their games, but they obviously, talk about it every play like we do with UK. They were mentioning that too, that, he just never gets the ball, but every time he does, he's always doing something productive, which is, I think, obviously Charlie Strong saw that this past week. Maybe he will implement that a little bit more coming into this weekend's game against Syracuse. Yeah,
I mean, in order to be decent this year, we have to have a running game. Victor Anderson's just not doing it. I think he hasn't felt comfortable since he's had his injuries. He just doesn't look comfortable on the field. But Jeremy Wright played amazing. One last thing is that Bridgewater, he was a leader. Even on the sidelines, I was seeing like he was pumping up the crowd. He was talking to people. I think he's finally becoming comfortable as a college player.
Yeah,
and that was definitely decent to see.
Quick little note on there. I believe Teddy Bridgewater played the whole game, right?
The whole game.
Stein didn't even see the field, did he?
I think he was just calling plays from the sideline.
That's kind of odd considering he was the guy coming. Everybody knew Bridgewater's the freshman incoming. One of those guys that's we can't wait to see. But Stein was supposed to be the guy that can run the offense properly. He was smart. It's like he got hurt and just lost position. But Charlie Strong even said you don't get hurt and lose your starting position, but it seemed that way.
I think it was more of I don't think Strong expected Bridgewater to step up. Even though we've lost, Bridgewater's played solid.
Mm-hmm.
He's had over 200 yards every time he starts. He's played solid. He's made good decisions. He's starting to get comfortable. You don't want to take, and especially the offensive line is just starting to get comfortable with his play calling and everything like that. You don't want to take that away, and it sucks to be Will Stein, but that's what had to happen.
It doesn't matter, though. It's his stance from the very beginning was that he's not going to replace people that are injured.
That was what kind of threw me off.
I don't think it was because he was injured, though. I think it was because everything was going the way that it should, and it wasn't going well with Will Stein.
But if he wants to stand to what he says, give Will a chance no matter what. You got the freshman, put him on the back burner. But, I think it was just bound to happen anyways. It was just a
easy way out.
Yeah. I would have took it. And it worked. Obviously, it's done well.
Bridgewater is 5 inches taller than him, so he can see
faster.
over.
He can do it all.
There's nothing. The kid is an absolute stud.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Totally agree. Then we got UK played Jacksonville State last week. Thank God. 3 straight weeks of top 15 teams and blastings were getting very tiring for the fans and their own players, the coaching staff. But they needed this. They took them. They played well. They actually did. Yes, at Jacksonville State, they were top 10 in FCS series, which is pretty good. Probably better than Kentucky in most choices. But they won 38-14. Koshik Williams had a great night, career night. He had 148 rushing yards. It was a good night for the offensive line. A lot of them got back from injuries. They've been struggling with just these big guys from out at LSU and just bullying them around. They got a chance to feel what it was like to get in the win column again, which is, I think, that's the most important point. I don't really care about any of the stats. They just needed to win.
Yeah, it's definitely a confidence builder. Do you really think the line did that well? I mean, every time Morgan Newton stepped back, he would get hit.
Yeah. But what I mean was the running game. They were opening up some holes for Williams. 148 yards for a Kentucky back this year. That's like 3 games worth, right, Matt? It's got to be.
Oh, it's probably the whole season.
Yeah.
Morgan Newton, he had like 75 yards rushing or something like that.
Mm-hmm. He should. I wouldn't say put it on the ground more with Morgan Newton, but they should, implement some plays to where he can work it.
I don't think you have a choice.
You have to. He's a good runner, obviously.
But no one can catch the ball.
Yeah, no,
so
exactly.
I think it's more of, Morgan Newton had it, and Morgan Newton's gonna make plays. He's a star. That's what they brought him in for. He's gonna make plays, but
he's not a star.
He has the potential to be a star.
Yeah,
and he has everything that's there. It's all him. And I think this game is definitely, hopefully, I think it gave him confidence. It looked like he had more confidence.
They got Mississippi State and then Ole Miss the next 2 games. Mississippi State's at home. It's going to be a blackout. I think Matt's got a picture of the jerseys for that they're going to be wearing. They're pretty sweet. I haven't seen have you ever seen black jerseys for the Cats, Matt?
No, I don't think it's ever happened in
football. They did basketball when Kitely passed away a couple years ago. They did a little remembrance for him.
I was surprised. They actually look really good.
They really do.
See right now, they picked the 2 braided men to show them off.
Yeah, Trevathan and Winston Guy. Yeah. Winston Guy's actually going to go as Predator for Halloween. I saw his tweet. That's pretty nice.
I'm sorry. He just doesn't look intimidating. He has a girl face.
I bet you wouldn't say that to his face. Right. You're right. Oh, goodness. Well, I guess, we'll go ahead and wrap up this first segment here. We've got the football passes. That's always nice, right, John?
Yeah.
Done football. We'll come back. We'll talk basketball. We had a lot of SEC polls. We had a lot of preseason polls come out. And I believe it's Lady Delivery's birthday, so we'll come back with a sweet video Matt found online. This is Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show.
I'm Kelly Patrick with KentuckySports.co Radio Show in partnership with LouisvilleSportsBuzz.com. Around here, we've got Big Blue Nation, big races at the horse tracks, big rivalries. We've got big arenas with big-name coaches. Being realistic, a lot of times we end up with big women. But there are some things that we prefer to be smaller, like the price we pay at local restaurants, or what it costs to play 18 holes, or to even have your hair cut. At LouisvilleBigDeals.com, you'll get a big deal and a small price to some of the best restaurants and businesses in the Louisville area. So jump online and visit LouisvilleBigDeals.com and tell them Kelly Patrick sent you.
KentuckySports.co Radio Show, your #1 source for sports news and information. All UK sports, UofL, at KentuckySports.co.
No, I'm not a well-decorated sea captain who battles monsters on a large nautical vessel. But thanks to Old Spice, I smell like I am. No, I don't have 14 well-oiled abs or endless gold treasures pouring from my pants.
Shh, don't tell my nose that.
silhouette, a piece of history. She got the eyes of my grandma, smile of the world, hands of our laborers, everybody's girl. Great lady, standing tall for me. Oh, Lady Liberty, standing so pretty, an inspiration for the world to see. Oh, opportunity for everyone to be the best you can be. God bless America and Lady Liberty. Oh, we are the world, all brothers, all religion. God no different colors. Don't believe in ethnocentricity.
What a great song, Matt. That's obviously Statue of Liberty's birthday today. 125 years young. Thank you to the French for bringing that over, I believe it's a gift. I don't know how I remembered that, but that's exactly how it got here, up in New York. But yeah, happy birthday. That song is not going to leave our head the rest of the night.
I'm gonna download it tonight.
Yeah, that's literally. You'll never. Hope I never have to listen to that song. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit else here about our partner, Dugan Ryan's little site, LouisvilleBigDeals.com. If you've never heard of this or if you've never been to it, you need to go check it out. Maybe right now. It's the best site around. It's 50% off everything around the Louisville area, southern Indiana. Yeah, you got golfing coupons on there. You got great dining, BD Mongolian's Grill. You got Champions Point golf courses. You get some limos on there for cheap. Now the holiday season's coming up. I think all the proms are they going off around now? I don't remember the prom days.
No.
You got homecoming.
Yeah.
Get a limousine. Take your date and friends out. 50% off that. It's a great site. There's no reason to go shopping or go out to eat without checking on LouisvilleBigDeals.com beforehand, because you'll save yourself a good chunk of change. I know me and John checked it out earlier. We're the Penn Station. That's always my favorite.
I'm looking at the B-Dubs.
Are you?
Yeah, this time of year, Buffalo Wild Wings is where it's at.
Yeah, that's true.
Monday Night Football at B-Dubs is the best place.
It is. It's a great time. You got Wick's Pizza on there, too. There's Wick's all around the Louisville area. But, yeah, it's LouisvilleBigDeals.com. 50% off everything in the Louisville, Kentucky area. I'd also just like to mention our own site. We don't talk much about this during the show. We feel like there's more important things out there like Kentucky and Louisville sports, which is way better. But we got John Hancock, myself, Kelly Patrick, the other Louisville man. We got Matt, the producer. We got a little bit of Daniel Warmley. We haven't seen him in a while. We all, it's a great site. You can get on there. It's all UK, all UofL sports news. Up to the minute. You got, just like today, the AP poll released their rankings. UofL's number 9, UK's number 2. No, that's right on there. Get on there. You can check that out in our blog section. You got the community. Matt, you want to tell them a little bit of community?
Yeah, the community is just kind of like a unique tool for, I guess, the state for sports. It's kind of like a mini Facebook where we have within our site where people can go on there, they can sign up, and they can talk smack back and forth between rival teams, UofL, UK, whatever you are. I don't care who you are. Transylvania.
Yeah. Bellarmine, national champs, Pikeville national champs, any Cavs fans. We do get that, the smaller school news on there as well as it comes up. But yeah, check it out. It's KentuckySports.co. That's .co. It's a great and upcoming website we are doing. And you can also check us out on Twitter. Everybody's tweeting these days. You got the website, KentuckySports.co's Twitter account. It's at KYSportsCo. Tweet at us, go at us. You got my man John Hancock here. It's at John Hancock 22. And then myself, Boyd, KY Sports Co. And I believe we have Kelly Patrick. I don't know his. KPKY Sports Co. I believe that's what Kelly Patrick's is. So, get on Twitter, add us, tweet us. We're always, putting news on there as well. Just to get that across. We won't brag anymore about how awesome our site is. But
it is pretty awesome.
John, you were at the game last week. There was some bad news.
About third quarter, Anthony Connor went in for a tackle he led with his helmet, and they tell you not to, and what happened, they always say you're going to break your neck, and he did.
It's unfortunate.
And it was, career ending. He's a senior.
He is walking now already, which is great.
He was. By Monday, he was, moving his fingers and his toes. By yesterday, he got out of bed and was walking No, Wednesday he was walking, and then Thursday he was released from the hospital. So it's just he's definitely a great young man. Was doing some great things for us at a cornerback position that we really need some help. He was definitely stepping up big, but it's just horrible. The stadium was just silent.
Yeah, I was watching it on TV, and they showed the replay, and you could see him drop his helmet, and the guy, he's running, so both impacts. Just an unfortunate thing for Anthony Connor. He will, it's like John said, it's a career ender, but he is okay, so that's a positive.
And the worst part about it is it was against Rutgers, who actually experienced that, but even worse so with
Will Grand,
with complete paralysis with him. But we hope that he eventually,
I
haven't heard from him.
No, he's actually been. If you haven't seen, he's been on the college football shows with a couple of these guys. He is in a wheelchair, but he does have range of movement. He's not walking yet, but he is doing a lot.
And I know
better.
both the coach from Rutgers and LeGrand both called Connor this week and talked to him. Rutgers were actually taking a knee as a team before our team was even.
Yep.
I think they knew what was going on. I think a lot of our players didn't completely know how serious it was. A lot of respect for how Rutgers dealt with that.
Definitely, Greg Schiano, that's Rutgers coach, right?
Yeah.
Schiano, he's a class act. He's always has been. That's why people like the Rutgers. They weren't a dominant program or really on the face of earth until he got there, and he's brought him back. So again, prayers for Anthony Connor. Glad he'll be okay. I'd also like to just mention really quick, ex-Moorhead or Murray's coach, Billy Kennedy. I think it's Moorhead.
Yeah, I think it's Moorhead.
Now he is the Texas A&M head coach. He's been pronounced with early Parkinson's, I believe. So, hopefully, he can get that taken care of. And, prayers go out to him. Glenn Cyprian, Kentucky's ex-assistant under Billy Clyde, is now going to kind of take over as their head coach. Move back into the local realm of sports.
Let's talk some basketball.
Let's talk basketball.
Let's talk some good news in basketball.
Let's do it. It's finally that time where we can just basically can't focus solely on it. UK and UofL probably are not going bowling, so it's kind of put it on the back burner. You start out, good news for both programs. UK number 2 in both the coaches poll and the AP poll, and UofL is number 9 in the AP and 8 in the coaches poll. So 2 top 10 programs within 60 miles.
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
It's gonna be, and the thing is that both teams have all their players. Louisville still has a couple that need to become healthy, but they will be healthy this year, which is good news for Louisville. All of our freshmen except Ware is eligible. They're all on the team. They're all playing. Ware was kind of a throw up anyway. Weren't really sure. He's supposed to be here December 14th, but I'm a little skeptical. It's smelling a little fishy.
I don't think any of the media, any of us really know what's going to happen with Ware. Well, I guess we'll just find out when that time comes. Let's not even talk about him. He's not even part of the team really right now. So, but Kentucky 2, Louisville 9. North Carolina is number 1 in both polls, which is kind of the obvious. They got a lot of returning talent.
Yeah.
They got a lot of incoming talent. But then you got Ohio State there, Solinger. You got the champions, Connecticut number 4, Syracuse number 5, Duke 6, Vandy 7, Florida 8, and Pitt round out at the 10. That's a loaded top 10.
It is, and you never know. And even SEC, they have 3 teams.
They have 4.
In the top,
they have 4. They have 4 in the top 25.
Right,
and
which is huge for the SEC.
3 in the top 10. You got 3 Big East in the top 10. It's a great year for basketball. The NBA is on lockout. David Stern just canceled November 15th through 30th. Might as well cancel the whole season and concentrate on college basketball because it's the best sport out there.
Yeah, and put every single game on TV. Put it on TNT. Put it on TBS.
Exactly.
Just cancel it.
It's just like the NCAA tournament. True TV picked it up. They had Charles Barkley on TNT. Do that again with the season.
But it doesn't matter if you put a top 25 this year with the class, like the freshmen that came in and the players that stayed because of the NBA lockout. You could play, and I bet you more people watch that than they would have watched the NBA game anyway.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. NBA doesn't get watched until about a month left of the season, around game 60 to 80.
I haven't watched an NBA game. I watched some of the finals last year because I wanted to see Dallas beat Miami, but I haven't watched really intently on an NBA season ever.
Yeah, it's kind of hard too. It's a lot of laziness, kind of like our scrimmages around here. But it's gonna be got 6 Big East teams. I was counting in the top 25 for the AP and 4 SEC. So hopefully there won't be that conference battle that we all seem to always get into.
Where's West Virginia ranked?
West Virginia is not ranked.
That's right. Just saying. Okay, carry on.
Hey, John's a little angry over here, man. Look at that.
I'm just saying.
He is hostile about this,
Little
upset of Big 12 taking. You should be mad at the Big 12, not West Virginia, right? They didn't. West Virginia can't say we're going. They got invited by the Big 12, John. It's the Big 12. They don't want the cards. That's all it is.
It is what it is.
It's tough.
I talked to John about this too. We talked about that earlier, but I also said that academically West Virginia is even a little bit better than U of L.
Yes.
But he doesn't believe that for some reason. Even though the USA Today and New York Times both said the same thing.
Did it?
Yes.
Well, I'll go by stats.
I'll go by them instead of John Hancock.
When was the last time you picked up a USA Today newspaper?
I've read it online. I don't know about that. I don't know. Pick up the actual physical newspaper.
I don't remember
I'm not 75 years old.
We have one of the top research, academically, top research in the country. One of the top.
Well, that's not the school as a whole, though.
Business school, one of the top.
Louisville, don't get me wrong. Don't get Matt wrong. Louisville's one of the top.
I'm just saying, when you think of West Virginia, do you think of academia?
No. We all think of the most trash, dirty.
You think of their fans. You don't think of their fan base. Though.
Yeah.
Students are a different story than their fans.
That's true. Because you look at Cincinnati, great art school. Fans are crazy.
Every school's got a greatness to them. All colleges are good, so that's kind of a.
Not all colleges.
Yeah, it's true. Some of them are sketchy. But back on to basketball talk here. We obviously the AP poll and coaches poll are out, and now Louisville recently. 2 nights ago, was it?
Yeah, Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, UK and UofL both played. UofL held their first scrimmage of the season. They scrimmaged the old NAIA national champions, Pikeville. They came over here to the Chum Bucket.
Yeah, Pikeville's a good. Pikeville only lost to Big Blue All Stars by 20.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
they scored 82.
They're a good team.
I think. They're decent. They played together for a long time. They're a lot of transfers from.
They had big players. Not just, these typical
Their center
skinny,
was huge.
He was cut. He had to be 6'8", 250, 260.
Yes.
He was a beast. But were you? No, I know I wasn't there. There wasn't many fans there. Were you there?
There was 11,000 people there. There was 12,000 at the Blue White game.
Oh yeah, I know. I was gonna say there wasn't many there either.
No.
But yeah. I watched the game. I was flipping in between both UK and UofL. I saw a lot of production off Shane Bohannon. He is the first freshman that Rick Pitino is going to allow to play. And play, not just, hey, get on the court.
Since he's been at Louisville. Rick Pitino said he's the best all-around freshman that he's had since Jamal Mashburn.
That's always nice to hear.
And you know what? Sometimes I think, is Rick just blowing smoke? But I think he's actually, if you saw the game, Shane was running the floor.
He's a hustler, which is always, that's a Chuck Hayes. He reminded me of Chuck Hayes. Not because they had the tree trunk legs, but they hustle. They're not the biggest man height-wise out there, but they're smart. They're hustlers. They just know where to be on the court. I was very impressed with Bohannon. I'm not gonna lie. It would have been. I will say it now. I would have liked him to come to Kentucky, but I'm very happy with obviously who we have. Not to go that route, but I was the commentators. Who's your commentator? I'm so tired of him. Is it Valentine or is it
Valvano? And
Valvano.
I think Diener was also doing.
Used to be.
So Diener's a UK fan.
Diener is they need to fire Diener today.
He was rooting for Pikeville.
He was. I would totally agree with you on that.
Diener was.
Oh yeah, he was.
He hates Louisville.
He's not.
Drew Diener does not hate Louisville.
Do you know Drew Diener is a UK graduate? His son's name is Kay Wood. He is a Kentucky fan. Trust me.
Church must be paying him something because on his radio show he is.
Of course, he has to. He's the Louisville radio show.
But at the same time, when it comes to talking up Louisville, like maybe for the Big 12, Diener's a little down on Louisville. When it comes to broadcasting games, Diener's a little down.
I will totally agree with you. That's what me and Kevin were talking about. That he just didn't seem to be it was more of a neutral or more of a push towards they're playing Pikeville, so let's be. I don't know. I guess we should wait till the real season starts and the real team start. But yeah, on the Diener thing, he's not.
Usually
the best
Diener
color.
doesn't do games like that, so it's kind of a new thing. Last year he didn't do any. So Valvano always does, but he's an ESPN guy.
I hate Valvano. I don't hate them. He's a great guy. I just hate him commentating.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to this. It was Valvano that kept talking about Siva, how he was, he's been a combo guard while he's tenured at Louisville, which I agree. Now he is solely trying to focus on this point guard position. 8 points and 5 assists. No turnovers, which is 5-0. You can't not complain. But I feel like Peyton Siva needs to do more.
But that was, Rick
to.
Pitino said that was the worst game that he's ever seen Siva play.
Well, then why is Valvano raving like it's the best game he's seen him play?
I think he was just trying to, talk up. Siva's going to be a great player. He's going to win.
Yeah.
That's the way Siva is. He might not do a lot, but he's going to do what it takes to win. But at the same time, he wasn't playing that well. But at the same time, there was we're going to need him because there's a huge drop-off. Not anything against Justice. I like Justice. I think he's a great kid.
Sexiest man on earth.
According to Gay America.
But it seems like he's lost some weight, honestly. And he got a haircut. So
he did get a haircut. I noticed that.
But I think there is a big drop-off there.
Yeah.
When it comes to point guard. So Siva's going to have to play 32.
Kentucky and Louisville are kind of on the same standpoint on that situation. Not to get into that, but back on Louisville, Siva, I think he does. In my own opinion, I think he will need to score more. Well, he will once the season starts too. But that's the way Louisville's going to run. It's him or it's Siva leads this team to victory, or they're not going to win.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's why I feel.
But
like
I think that's why Siva can handle it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he can.
I think he's definitely up to the challenge.
He can.
But at the same time, I think it's going to be a lot like last year. Siva might not score a lot, but Chris Smith, 3 for 3 on threes, doesn't normally shoot the three that well. He stepped up and played big.
Yeah, he did. He had a good game. I've always been a Chris Smith fan since he stepped on campus from Manhattan. Yeah, he's just one of those guys that he wants to play basketball, which I like. Another thing that stood out to me was Jared Swapshire. I feel like he didn't gain a pound over this season off, and he just looks like he hadn't improved.
Yeah, well, I think, and Pitino again, he said, he needs to either get on board and get over that injury. It's just it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
Getting over an injury like that and you've been out for a year, it's a mental thing. It's kind of why I worry about Buckles. Is he going to be able to handle it? Is he going to be able to come back, mentally? Because he's there. He's completely healed, but mentally he's messed up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Swapshire did make some really nice passes. He had 5 rebounds. That's what Swapshire does. He'll make a lot of rebounds and he won't even know.
Now, if what is he, 6'8", 6'9", 6, yeah, right in there. I've heard he's going to be in between a 3 and 4. He needs to produce more rebounds than that if he's going to be at that 4 position. And I feel like he's just going to get bodied around, and that's why Buckles needs to be the man that steps up in that position.
Yeah, but Hannon, we definitely it's going to help us a lot if we get Van Treese and Buckles back. Because there's less pressure on Swapshire, and he might not play that much, but Swapshire can come in. He's a senior. He's been with the program for a while. He knows the program. He makes really smart passes, and so from that position, I think it'll definitely help us out. He might not make a lot of points, but he'll make smart decisions. It's good to have a senior on the floor.
Oh yeah, it totally is. Same with UK with Darius Miller. On that front, the blue-white game was the same night. It came down to the Terrence Jones show. He had 52 large points, two off of Jody Meeks' 54 rampage, but that was in a real game, so that doesn't compare at all. He had 16 boards. He just looked like he was on a mission that night. That's all it was. I know it's a scrimmage. I know it's the blue-white. There wasn't. I will say it. I don't care what anybody says. There wasn't much defense played, but 52 points on 24 of 31 shooting is what's impressive. It's what he did. On the stat line, it wasn't no defense on him. I don't care. He could have one day he could be out there. 24 for 31 turns into 14 for 31, and he doesn't have half those points.
Does it worry you though that they were able to score them? I know it's a blue-white scrim. I know for Kentucky fans, a lot of it's always a little bit of show. It's what brings Kentucky fans out.
It doesn't worry me yet. I have to wait till the season starts. I have to wait till they actually implement the defense and actually get down and dirty. I think they'll be fine. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, he came into college wanting to play defense. Darius Miller's the same way. He's a senior. He's been around 3 coaches now. He knows what defense is. He started with Tubby Smith. You got to learn defense with Tubby. Terrence Jones, him and Dorn Lamb, they learned defense wins you from last season, get to the Final Four. I think they'll be okay, but I do have to wait until the season starts to judge that.
I mean, you can't not be fine as long as they are. You have to at least have some sort of defensive ability there. A lot more what they showed in the Blue-White game, I think.
Yeah.
Well, when I was watching, I was like, this is like the Texas Tech version of basketball. Like Texas Tech football. I mean, you may score 100 on us, but we're going to score 150.
Hey, if that's kind of how 96 was. Yes, they had a lot. They had a defense, but it wasn't. It wasn't the typical.
Somebody would shoot the 3, no one would be.
It wasn't the typical 96 Ripatino defense, though. It was, we're going to just score 116 points because we can.
Right.
That's kind of what I think this team might be a little bit about as well. Which, if they do that, that is 100% fine with me. If they win. But if they're not winning, then obviously something needs to be changed. So I won't put that too much. But Gilchrist, he went 10 for 19. That's always nice. It was just a fun game to watch. To get off the Big Blue madness, considering that was 100% a show. There wasn't any. They didn't even really play offense. It was just run up down the court a few times with the crowd seat. But it was a fun night.
As a Louisville fan, the best play, and even during the Derby scrimmage thing that they had. What's the white kid's name? I can't.
Kyle Wutcher?
Yeah. As a Louisville fan, I think that's the one player that we don't have an answer for.
I've told all my friends the same thing. Not against.
Not yet, anyway.
In general, that he is going to be the guy that people don't know what to do with.
He reminds me of what Patino used to get at Kentucky. He's
got old school game. That's what he's got.
Yeah, it reminds me of a Jeff Shepard or a Mark Pope. Different players like that used to shoot 3s all over Louisville. That's what scares me.
He hit 5 threes.
The kid is huge. He's
huge.
really tall. He's skinny.
He's got some weight to him. I wouldn't call him skinny. He's no Swapshire.
He's no Bohannon.
Yeah, but Bohannon's no Terrence Jones.
Well, we'll have to see.
So this battle can keep going back and forth.
We'll have to see about that.
If I'll battle against Kentucky, Gorgie Dang's bigger than Anthony Davis.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
Gorgie Dang is gonna rip Anthony Davis to shreds.
Whoa.
I said it right here.
Whoa. Dumbest thing ever said on the Bluegrass Breakdown radio show.
That's my prediction.
Gorgie Zhang, which
Gorgie Zhang
started playing basketball like 3 years ago, is going to take out the prospective #1 pick overall.
I'm saying
Anthony Davis is going to have a field day on him, and I cannot wait. We can't get into this now. We got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
So Gorgie Zhang's one of the best 3-point shooters on the
No,
right?
he cannot shoot.
This is the Bluegrass Breakdown radio show.
I'm Kelly Patrick with KentuckySports.co radio show in partnership with LouisvilleSportsBuzz.com. Around here we've got Big Blue Nation, big races at the horse tracks, big rivalries. We've got big arenas with big name coaches. Being realistic, a lot of times we end up with big women. But there are some things that we prefer to be smaller, like the price we pay at local restaurants, or what it costs to play 18 holes, or to even have your hair cut. At LouisvilleBigDeals.com, you'll get a big deal and a small price to some of the best restaurants and businesses in the Louisville area. So jump online and visit LouisvilleBigDeals.com and tell them Kelly Patrick sent you.
KentuckySports.co radio show, your #1 source for sports news and information. All UK sports, UofL. At KentuckySports.co.
No, I'm not a well-decorated sea captain who battles monsters on a large nautical vessel, but thanks to Old Spice, I smell like I am. No, I don't have 14 well-oiled abs or endless gold treasures pouring from my pants.
Don't tell my nose that.
Bluegrass Breakdown radio show. It's been a pretty good show so far. You agree?
Yeah, I think. As it started off a little sad.
It did.
Poor Timmy.
Timmy.
I'm so worried about Timmy.
Me too. I hope he's doing okay, Timmy. If you're still watching, just take it easy. Louisville will make it in that conference soon enough. It might be a few years. Just hang around. But I would like to mention real quick before we talk about these football games tomorrow. UK and the Villains, Big Blue All Stars, they played last week, and it was another show in Rupp Arena, as we've been talking about. Kentucky seems like the Villains team won by I believe it was 1 point. The Big Blue All Stars had a game-winning shot at the end, and just bricked.
Leitner got kicked out of the game. I know it was a show, but he got kicked out of the game.
Good, he got a hell of a standing ovation.
But yet his team still won.
Yeah, he got a standing ovation.
He cannot seem to lose.
He can't. He just likes beating Kentucky.
I'm just saying.
But that was it was a fun game to watch. All donations went to the V Foundation, so nobody can be mad about that.
I think they made over $50,000.
Yeah, they made a lot of cash.
Excellent.
Terrence Williams made ESPN's Not Top 10 thanks to Anthony Wireman's great video. Went up for a windmill dunk wide open and got hung, and then he missed a three. Typical Terrence Williams. But then you got.
Did he keep his shirt on?
He did keep his shirt on.
That's impressive. In a scrimmage game, T. Will likes to take his shirt off.
He does. I think it was because he was forced to. Otherwise, he would have had the skin tight.
I mean, it seemed like when he played at Bullitt East a couple months ago, first quarter he just takes his shirt off. No reason. Let's take it off.
He just wants everybody to see I'm T. Will, I'm the man, right? That's how he's always been. It's just he's flashy-to. But you got some we got a little quick football. We don't got much time left in the show. UK plays Mississippi State tomorrow. It's like we mentioned, Matt showed the jerseys earlier. It's going to be a blackout for the fans and the team. They're wearing a black jersey, so that's always cool. Halloween weekend. Might as well do something entertaining for the crowd. Get it out there. I do see this might be a surprise to a lot of people. I'm going to go ahead and say Kentucky's going to win this game.
I say Kentucky by 3.
By 3? I was thinking about 3 or 6 myself.
If they come out with confidence and the defense comes out with a little more confidence.
Speaking of confidence, what gives you so much confidence? They've been terrible the whole season, and then last week they beat a team like Jacksonville State.
What gives me so much confidence?
Yeah.
Why? Because I picked them to win one game, and all the other games that they've lost, I took
against another SEC team.
Yeah, but
there's something about a night game at home versus a team
I hope you're right.
Can win.
Me. Exactly. I hope you're right. But
it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Louisville last week. It was a night game. Mm-hmm.
The crowd's going to be a little juiced up. They got the blackout crowd. I just think this is the one that Kentucky always squeaks out a SEC victory. They shouldn't. This is going to be it.
If they don't win tomorrow, not only will you never have a blackout again, because Joker said that, but Joker will no longer be with you. Okay.
Which is, it's a possibility if that's a positive negative. So we're not getting on that. That's a whole nother story right there. But I'm going to go and say Kentucky wins this game tomorrow night, 27-21. I hope to God the Cats can pull it out. It should be a fun night at Commonwealth. Get out there and support the team. I'm sure there's a few tickets left. John, UofL plays Syracuse tomorrow.
Plays Syracuse at noon. Syracuse beat West Virginia by a lot last week.
A lot.
West Virginia. Of course, she was going to Big 12. You lost to Syracuse. But anyway, I think it'll definitely see if last week's game will carry on. I'm hoping that we just need to win our home games. Not only, for fan support, but just, to continue to move forward, we got to beat Syracuse, who left us for the ACC. It's one of those things where, as Big East moves forward.
Now, I'm just going to stop you right there, John.
Yes.
They left you for the ACC, and now all Louisville fans, including you and Timmy, who called in earlier, are devastated that you're not leaving the Big East. Why are you so mad at them leaving? Because they beat you to the punch?
Well, there's one thing. West Virginia, they beat us.
Good.
Syracuse and Pitt snuck out the back door.
They didn't sneak out. They were just informed. They were informed before you guys. They were informed before West Virginia, and they got out before it got nasty. Think about it. They were the first guys out. They did it right. They got out when they needed to.
If it wasn't for them leaving, we wouldn't be in this predicament.
If it wasn't for Rick Pitino, you all would have probably left at that time too.
No one knew.
That's true, yeah.
Pitt's AD used to be in charge of the Big East. He said, stay, we're all together, we're all working together, and then the back door.
He lied.
No, yeah.
So, again, you should be mad at the Big 12. Don't be mad at Syracuse.
I'm not
Don't
mad.
be mad
I'm
at
just making
Connecticut.
I'm just making a statement.
Yeah.
I'm just having to say, Syracuse beat West Virginia by a lot.
So back on the game, Syracuse and Louisville.
I say Syracuse by not. I said U of L. I did.
He doesn't even got confidence in his cards.
I'm gonna create a clip of that.
Yeah, definitely clip that one for sure.
No, I said Louisville by 9. I say it's gonna be a field goal match. Both have very explosive defense. Yeah, Philpott cannot hit an after point, but he can kick it 56 yards.
Did he miss 2 last week?
He missed. He got 1 block.
Yeah, he got 1 block, but I think Louisville's going to lose, actually. And not because I hate them. I think it's going to come down to the final minutes or 2, and I just think it's going to I'll take that back. I don't know what's going to happen because it's going to be who has the ball that last possession. That's what I think it's going to come down to.
I think we found, Jeremy Wright. If we give it to him more than 4 times, if we give it to him 11, he's going to have some big carries. Bridgewater's comfortable in the pocket. Lines coming together. I just don't see why Louisville would lose tomorrow.
I don't like Syracuse. I've always had a hatred for Syracuse due to their basketball program, so I would like Louisville to beat them. Not that, if anything, it's their football program. They've been worthless for years and upon years. But I would like to see Louisville win, but again, it's going to who has that ball in that last possession, that's going to be your victor. Wrapping up, on the Syracuse topic, DeJuan Coleman, who was at Big Blue Madness, he did just commit to Syracuse. He decided he didn't want to play any defense and joined the zone, so have fun up there. And we talked about this before the show. The World Series last night was amazing. The game, John actually went to sleep, so he didn't get to see the intensity of this. What a true fan, going to bed in the 8th inning or so, right when it got all live.
Matt knows this. I'm up till 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm writing until 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm reading.
Next, my phone buzzes.
Matt's up. He ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, no.
But
neither. Speaking of that, Kelly, I just want to throw this out there. Kelly Patrick has not done anything for about a week. Okay, back onto this World Series.
Yeah. So I was watching a little bit of the game. I was like, oh, Cardinals are gonna lose. So I went to bed. When I went to bed last night, Louisville and West Virginia were going to the Big 12. Cardinals were gonna lose. No Game 7.
You woke up at 2 a.m. and what a surprise! David Freese is hitting a walk-off bomb after the Cardinals 2 innings in a row come back from a 2-run deficit. That was just amazing. I watched I promise you, every single pitch took at least 3 minutes.
I will not miss an inning tonight.
I will. It's going to be the longest game. Last night was 4.5 hours, and it was only 11 innings.
Is it in St. Louis tonight?
Yeah, St. Louis. Home field advantage for the NL. Win the All-Star game. The last, I think it was 6 or 7 Game 7s, the home team have won. So, obviously, the favor is going to be on the Cardinals, especially after the emotional high last night and the emotional low that the Rangers are going through. Yeah, Josh Hamilton hit a bomb in, like, the top of the 10th or the 11th, and then just come back and, to lose it again. Nelson Cruz blew the game. Did you see the highlight in the 9th inning? Well, I believe it was David Freese. What a surprise. He's up to bat with 2 outs, 2 guys on, down 2 runs, 2 strikes on him. He hits one to right field, and Nelson Cruz, I don't know what he's thinking. He's just kind of walking back there like Buck Hartwich did on our softball team, and let the ball totally go over his glove like he wasn't even trying to catch it. 2 runs come, tied up. You know the rest. Cardinals win in 11. We got the Game 7 coming up here in about an hour, maybe 30 minutes.
I think it starts at
8:30 or so. Right in there. It's baseball. It's
so
always
what's your
different.
prediction tonight?
I have to stay Cardinals. I picked the Cardinals to win the World Series when they were 5 games out of making the playoffs. I said they will make a run, they will make the playoffs, and they will win it.
I say Pujols hits a home run in the 8th to win it.
I wish we had an IP camera to stick into Johnny Renshaw's house
That'd be
during that
awesome.
game.
Oh, wow. That would be classic.
I don't think he wears clothes.
I don't think he does either.
I don't think it's
He's actually probably going to be watching porn or LouisvilleBigDeals.com. We had that conversation last week. It was tough. Obviously, we chose LouisvilleBigDeals.com over your favorite porn site, Renshaw. But thanks for coming on last week, Renshaw. It was a great show. But the World Series I think me and John both agree, Cardinals will win tonight, Game 7. Thank goodness baseball season's over. No basketball, NBA. Strictly college basketball, which the whole Bluegrass cannot be ashamed about. I know I'm happy. I know John's happy. Producer's happy. He's tired over there.
Timmy's
not happy. It kind of put us in a little down mood.
We should send him flowers.
We should. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. We're gonna try to hop on our normal scheduling starting this upcoming week, getting back onto Thursday night. I think so.
Are we?
I think so, John.
Are we?
Come on, guys. Sorry you have missed 1 week. And I didn't even miss it because we're doing it right now.
That's true.
So, anyways, it's Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show. We'll be back next Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Hopefully we can, maybe we'll try to get some special guest on and surprise you guys. But if not, join us again at 7 o'clock next week. Thanks, John. Thank you, producer. You all have a good night.
Have a great week.